VAT, male organs and Bodhisattva SLPP will do what JVP did in 2015. Did Japanese Foreign Minister take a swipe at Sajith? Funny way of bosses taking a kick.
The Leader, දේශයට මග කියන ප්‍රවෘත්ති පෙළගැස්ම.
VAT, male organs and Bodhisattva. Normally, emotions take the place of intelligence when hardships continue, but this is something different. The burning issue today is the unbearable cost of living. The VAT has aggravated the situation. As the opposition chants it as a mantra, people take the government to task and curse its politicians. All that is now taking a backseat to a couple of new trending ones. Crossovers are nothing new in Sri Lankan politics. Giving it a new meaning, SJB's Chaminda Wijasiri resigned from his seat. Among his reasons, the main one was that people were cursing even children of all 225 MPs. His resignation speech went viral in social media and topped the trending list. Rather than the cost of living, people started talking about his resignation and his replacement. Then came Yohani's song, Kella, with a reference, or a lack thereof, of a male organ. Resultant social media debates elaborated that that part was unscientific and had no literary value either. Social activist Chinthana Dharmadasa's opinion is that the song goes beyond literature and challenges the politics of the stronger sex. The basis for all the criticism is the hurting felt by the male organ, he says. In the meantime, a so-called Bodhisattva suddenly made an appearance in the country last week. Politics was forgotten, and his discussion with Kanara Vlog had more than 700,000 views. More than anything else, people now want to know who is behind this Bodhisattva. Of all, taking the top spot is the Yuktiya operation that gets full media publicity. People have become fascinated with it, watching on TV how the underworld is being tackled. Could all those be aimed at pushing people's basic issues under the carpet? The reality of things happening in the virtual world comes into question. It is up to the sociologists to explain how to manage the situation. SLPP will do what JVP did in 2015. The political stage is getting hotter by the day, as the election chief, Saman Sri Ratnayake, says the Election Commission is the authority to announce and fix a date for the presidential election due this year. The election should take place between the second week of September and the second week of October, he says. That means there are about 8 months to go for the election. Sajith, AKD, Dilith and Damika are already into their campaigns. What Ranil does is keep on saying that he will contest. That too is a campaign of sorts. There was talk about Damika as the SLPP candidate. But the latest is that he has gone to England where his daughters live. In the meantime, Namal too is coming up as a possible candidate. He is being promoted by MPs and activists in the SLPP. But General Secretary Sagara Karyawasam made it clear during a television discussion that they are yet to name a candidate. Certain top government figures say Ranil should get Mahinda's support if he's to contest. That will not be difficult, his loyalists say with confidence. Meanwhile, Mahinda has said that the SLPP might not field a candidate at all. His remark to journalists cannot have been made without a basis. Lanza's new alliance says Ranil will suffer a bad defeat if the UNP alliance accepts the Rajapaksas. Last week, Ranil told the UNP Management Committee, "I will contest the presidential election as the non-party candidate. So if anyone says he will support me, can I say no?" He said in answer to Kishan Theodore, who asked if the Rajapaksas will be included in his campaign. Maybe, Mahinda said just that because he has already reached an agreement with Ranil. Remember what happened in 2015? The JVP supported Maithri indirectly by not fielding a candidate. Will that mean the SLPP will support Ranil indirectly by not fielding a candidate? It is too early to say anything. Let's wait and see. Anyhow, the SLPP is preparing to have a new dialogue at the villages. A meeting to discuss the preliminaries took place on Sunday morning at a well-known hotel in Thalawathugoda. Closed for the media, leaders of every profession were invited for the occasion. It saw the speakers being readied for rural workshops, with enthusiastic response from the participants. Delivering lectures there were Ranjith Bandara, Iranda Ginige and Sanjeewa Ediriman. Mahinda, Namal, Sagara, Prasanna, Rohitha too were in attendance. It seems Basil arranged it before leaving the country. The SLPP has named its latest campaign as Sad Janarala. Did Japanese Foreign Minister take a swipe at Sajith? It was no secret that SJB founders cum economic experts Harsha Iran and Kabir have had serious differences with the newcomers GL and Godahiwa in recent days. Sajith intervened after Maduma Bandara and Kiriella warned him that it could become a big worry very soon. Last Friday, he invited the SJB trio and the former economic expert of the SLPP to a special occasion. It was a meeting with visiting Japanese Finance Minister Shunichi Suzuki. Maduma Bandara said later the dispute among them was resolved in the end. At the meeting with the Japanese minister, the IMF program too was discussed. Soon after it ended, Harsha tweeted a message. It said that Suzuki urged Sri Lanka to complete its debt restructuring as soon as possible. Also, the country should not jeopardize the IMF program, Suzuki told the opposition leader. In his tweet, De Silva said the Japanese minister also wanted Sri Lanka to repay due for the cancellation of Colombo Light Rail Transit Project in order to start stalled projects. Harsha's tweet was a slap in the face for Godahewa, some in the SJB say. It is said that it was Godahewa who had given all the wrong advice to Gotabaya when he was the president. Now, that same man is being made Sajith's key advisor. Especially it is under his system that the SJB's economic policy is going to be shaped. Funny way of bosses taking a kick. Some young MPs from the ruling and opposition benches were having a chit-chat at the Parliament lobby recently. A party leader from beyond Rajarata, who ruled the country at one time, passed by them with a smile. One MP remarked, "You know what? That old boss apparently has a funny way of dealing with two new recruits to his party." He went on that the duo was with Mahinda previously, but crossed over recently. One day, when the boss was at their headquarters, he told his men to hide valuables when the duo arrived and had a big laugh to himself. He did not give a reason, but whenever those two show up, he repeats the same words to the others. That boss is one of a kind. He enjoys whatever he says and does. Some of what he did is the reason for the country's present plight. It is the people who will have to pay for the doings of any leftist or rightist boss with an accent like his. That's it for today.